Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Sarah Palin. Kamala, heir apparent.
And now continuing our week-long series called Kamala, Heir Apparent, we're joined by someone who was nearly vice president herself, former governor of Alaska, and good friend of mine. For the record, folks, Sarah Palin, governor.
Is this green screen? The perspective looks way off. I don't know. We'll see. See if somebody walks through.
Palin, thank you for joining us. So we're doing a week-long series on the vice presidency because, again,
we have nothing to fucking talk about. If we talk about the economy and the direction it's going, every time we bring on an economic executive, they always shit all over my America sucks narrative, and I don't know what to do. So I thought I'd bring you on, someone who was almost VP, except for the fact that the Republicans gave you a 70% favorability rating as a person when you were running VP, but a 20% electability rating. I like her, but women don't deserve power.
We call it heir apparent, but the reality is, Governor,
sorry, Connie,
one heartbeat away from the presidency, the most important job on the planet.
Yeah, and that's why McCain lost. Literally, because he decided to put Sarah Palin one heartbeat away from the presidency, and he was viewed as the old candidate against Obama. It was it was integral to his loss.
What's your take on Kamala Harris so far?
I have such dislike, as does I think any reasonable American who's paid attention, dislike for her policies. She's been wrong, along with President Biden being wrong on so many fronts, Eric. I know near and dear to your heart is anything fiscal,
anything fiscal
economic issues, because you understand them. You also understand the inherent link between, say, energy independence and our sovereignty and our safety as a country.
Yeah, and
to consider the issues that they've taken on and failed at when it comes to energy and when it comes to the economy and when it comes to spending money that we do not have. It's been failure after failure after failure.
Well, obviously, the economy was salvaged from a recession largely because of that alleged spending, the printing of money, which they didn't do.
I don't even want to comment on.
Oh, why not?
Kamala's her gender.
Why not?
Race.
Well, yeah, that would be a good idea.
So irrelevant to the argument that I make that she is part of a failed team that is unserious about tackling the issues that Americans are expecting them to tackle.
Mm-hmm. Tell us the serious way to tackle it.
It's interesting you bring that up, Governor, because Joe Biden is now tasked with replacing Supreme Court Justice Stephen Breyer, and he said he will pick an African-American female. He said the same thing when he was running for president.
So he's consistent.
My vice president will...
That's weird, because Trump said he was going to get us out of Afghanistan and then shit the bed.
An African-American female. He got one, and now we see the results of it. Someone who had, at one point, a 28% approval rating, sitting right now with a 55% disapproval rating. Governor, she...
Oh, so it was at 28, now it's gone up to 45, and so they're talking about her disapproval rating now instead of her approval rating because the approval rating has doubled?
Two tasks. One was the border. She's failed miserably at that. And the other,
based on what?
Task was inflation, and she's failing miserably at that. I would say the American people, not me, I think the American people agree, he made a mistake picking Kamala Harris likely because she was an African-American female. What is that?
Yeah, he's going to pick another Kamala Harris for the Supreme Court is the case
say
here?
About his choice for a Supreme Court justice going forward?
What President Biden is doing is trying to bait us into discussing race. Ultimately, his goal being to divide Americans. And of course,
why would that be divisive? False premise. Why would it be divisive to discuss the first black woman on the Supreme Court? Why would it not just be kind of baseline celebrated? So, yeah, obviously there have been a lot of qualified black female judges, over the last few decades, and none of them really got consideration. It's about time we consider one. That's a good idea. Cool. Sandra Day O'Connor, anybody? Remember what Reagan said about it being a transformational moment? Is that why would it be divisive?
We know that with division, that is how a foundation crumbles. That's
Yes, something along that, something Lincoln-y.
how America would ever crumble, is from within, the division that is sought by these so-called leaders, Biden.
Sought by them? Oh, right, because they're the ones saying if you're a Republican, don't get vaccinated. Sure.
And Harris. He's doing this on purpose. That's why, and he wants to.
Yes, he is doing this on purpose. He is campaigning that he thinks it's time to have a black woman on the Supreme Court. When presented with a Supreme Court seat that he will fill, he seeks to keep that. Yeah, it's been on purpose, not accidental. He didn't trip and like land on a talking point. And there's just like a note on the floor, and he's like, "I would like to nominate a black woman for the Supreme Court." Fuck, what did I just read? Shit, now how do I back out?
Especially to take the bait and to start
being all racist and stuff.
Engaging in discussion about race. Because
yeah, don't engage. She's right. Republicans, not good. Don't engage in discussions about race. Doesn't work out well. Mainly because of the lack of discussion and more of the shit talking points that you just blather and get yourself in trouble.
Knows how ridiculous it is that he made that statement. We need to assume that he's going to follow through, though, on...
Yeah, it was a ridiculous promise to make, but now that he's made it, he's got to keep it, because that's what presidents do. You know, like when Trump ran on getting us out of Afghanistan.
Judging the next Supreme Court nominee, that judicial appointment will be based on race and gender.
Well, no, I mean, race and gender will be a part of the consideration, and a primary one, understanding that all of the people considered have been qualified, are qualified. They're qualified. They're qualified already. We know there's 10 people here. They're all qualified. What we don't have is someone on the court, and the reflection of the court as far as the populace has been specific to largely another group of people, and has always left one particular group of people out. And so all things being equal, that's a plus.
He's proven that already. His track record shows that, that's all that matters to him. It's not competency. It's not education.
Yeah, he's putting all these incompetent black women on the jury, on the judicial bench federally. That's I mean, proof's in the pudding.
It's not even a level of intelligence. Which
yeah, and by the way, Eric, relax.
Is such a condemnation of those qualified individuals, be they black or white, male or female, who do qualify for the position.
Well, the idea is that they all qualify, but of those qualifications, one of the elements that you can add is, life experience and perspective, and a broader perspective is always good. See Bill Burr's bit on ashy skin.
Instead, he has to meet this quota, he believes, or the puppet masters believe he needs.
The puppet masters, yes. It's like big pharma, big tech, big black.
Make some quota when it comes to race and gender.
It's an affirmative action hire. She's not really qualified.
Painting himself in a corner, but he did it on purpose, Eric.
He didn't paint himself in a corner. He made a decision. He's sticking to it. At no point is going, fuck, now I got to pick a black lady. You wanted this. Oh, I didn't even think I was going to win. Why'd you guys have to cheat and put me in here? That's what he's doing? Good Lord.
He did it to divide.
So, Governor, before we leave...
Why would he... And again, why is the premise that saying a black woman, that since we've never had a black woman serve on the Supreme Court, that making, nominating one that is qualified would be a priority as far as perspectives on the court? Why would... And again, where qualification is the primary aspect... And the secondary aspect is their race and gender, all things being equal in that regard. And except for the fact that black and female had been excluded until now, sometimes actively, sometimes passively. And the passive exclusion is an even, more pervasive problem because it can last longer. We just forgot over time and just passed over people because it was habitually not considering them. We're just going to end that. So that now we don't even have to, once you have a black woman on the Supreme Court, you don't even have to have the conversation about when will we get one, because it's been done. And you can get closer to an idea where I guess theoretically race isn't a factor because it has been. The theory is that it has been. That's why qualified black female judges haven't been on there so far. And it may be an act of history and timing that, men in the legal profession versus women in the legal profession, as far as the advancement and the allowance of that from 1960 to 1970, that over time we're just getting to the point where there are women judges old enough that have been in the circuit long enough where there's a multitude of black female judges to choose from for the first time, that makes it a natural time to make this happen because there's so many qualified black women at this point, whereas there may have been fewer, and if you miss with one, you only got a couple of bites at the apple, whereas now there are dozens, literally. And that's a great step forward. And so since there are dozens, why not move them to, one step, closer to normalcy in that regard as far as the choice in future? But it's an affirmative action.
This topic, did Joe Biden make a mistake by picking Kamala Harris as his vice president?
No.
And number two, give us a grade. How is 1 year into this term?
Yes, woman who never made it as vice president. Tell us how the woman who's actually a vice president is doing the year in. You're from the party that gave us Dick Cheney and Dan Quayle. And we're on their way to making a third horrifying choice for vice president. Tell us how Democrats are doing.
How grade the vice president's job?
Well, it's easy to give them, their team, a failing grade.
Is it?
Just look at the $1 trillion deficit racked up in 1 year.
Well, it's not a deficit. The bailout itself is in loan guarantees. Again, the Fed is going to make money on the rescue package. The American taxpayer is going to make money on it. And the infrastructure bill is a long-term investment bill over 10 years. I mean, there's a lot of infusion front-ended on it, but the infrastructure bank aspect of it is a $50 billion seed that will lead to about $1 trillion in investment every 5 years minimum.
Look at the failure on the border. Look at the overreach and overregulation and absolute nonsense that they are engaged in when it
say some of it. You can't just say, just pejorative stacking.
Comes to federal mandates and protocol as it
I have no use for a protocol droid.
To COVID, these absolute ridiculous.
Strange. I don't remember owning a dumbass.
Ridiculous that again they're unserious as
yeah, it's unserious. That's what they are. Not like the Palin family.
Team of leaders for America, and
it's Team America. Fuck yeah! So get it right.
Things that they are doing because they're unconstitutional, they're un-American even. So easy to give them that failing grade, but it's
un-American and unconstitutional, both.
Eric, they, or the puppet masters anyway, they're smart enough to know what they're doing. Sure, Biden's the master of gaffes and all that, and that's going to continue, but big picture policies as part of the fundamental transformation of America that they promised under.
Yeah, she's a 40% approval rating. That's up. Where do you go? That's up 20%. They're both Biden and Harris are on the uptick.
Remember, he articulated it. He promised it.
This is like their last chance to get at this.
There's only a fundamental transformation desire to transform something for which you have disdain.
And by the way, shouldn't you, since she ran, shouldn't you hold up her favorability and unfavorability rating next to her while she's judging someone else's? Does that make sense? Isn't that fair? You could do it right here. Just put it in the TV behind her.
That's
12% favorability rating.
The picture that they are painting of themselves, how they view America, why they want to transform it, and they're smart enough to be purposeful in all these decisions that they're making. It's no accident.
Governor.
That's okay. Thanks for the word salad. What's no accident? Is she supposed to? Is this hypnotism? Is that what this is? Or is this just boring?
Before we let you go, last time you were here.
I know we don't want to let you go because you're so exciting and you've said so much in so little time using so many words.
Some news. I asked you if you were interested in possibly running for public office, elected office again, and I didn't think you were going to answer me, but you did. You said, yeah, you're contemplating it. Any further thoughts on that as that ball moved forward downfield at all?
I really do want to get back into public service. Yes, I believe that my qualification and the foundation that I built, having served on a local and state, and then get on this national platform, international platform, all the experience can
Yeah, she's going to run for Queen of the UN.
put to good use to serve Americans. Most importantly, though, besides strong work ethic that I have and a lot of common sense.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I would say it's uncommon sense. I would say the kind of sense you got is just, I mean, it's next level. Hold on one second. Let's see if I. Does that not work? Why is that? There it is. Hold on. I gotta have. Maybe. Wait. Checking something. Hold on. Oh. Hold on. This is so stupid. Give me a second. Where is this page? Do. And. Oh, I see. Yeah. I just gotta say, I think she knows a lot about a what. Hold on. Oh, she disappeared. Where'd she go? Come back. There she is. I think she should run again. I really do. I've been saying this a couple times. It'd be a good idea if she ran again. Because I vote for her just because we wear the same glasses.
I do have a public servant's heart. I know that that's what I'm wired to.
Yeah, she's wired. She's got a bionic public service heart. Her heart is actually half of the rigging from a sewage treatment plant in our district.
I want to do it, and I hope for the opportunity.
What level? What type of office?
She wants to run for comptroller. I'm kidding. I don't know what a comptroller is.
May I ask?
Well, I've done local and I've done state.
Well, yeah, he's not talking about who you slept with. What he means is what level of office. Regional? Is that the next step? Could you be regional director of sewage treatment for the eastern quarter of the United States? I'm just saying there's a bunch of these
many
things.
other positions above that I would be really interested in. But
yeah, shoot for the stars. Even if you miss, you'll end up among the moons with people mooning you.
At national level.
Fantastic. All right, Governor Palin, thank you for joining us. I appreciate it.
So national, she's going to run for national level. That was good. I hope so. Sorry. I was looking for a librarian with glasses character, and I couldn't find one. That just popped up, and it was inspiring. I don't know who that guy is, but I like him.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Now let's bring in one of our favorites, our friend of the show, Bridget Gabriel. She's here. She's the founder of Act 4.
Oh, my God. The hell is happening? What is this? Fuck. What kind of lighting is this? It's like if a human was exposed to nothing but luminol and black lighting their entire life, this is what they would look like.
America, Bridget, thank you for joining us. Bridget, Governor
Thank you for
Palin
having me
weighed
with
in
you.
on Vice President Kamala Harris. Let me ask you, what do you think of the job Vice President Kamala Harris has
ask
done?
her.
Do you want to give her a grade as well?
Yeah.
But Governor Palin said the group, the two of them, Biden and Harris, get an F. But what about Kamala?
Look, Kamala has failed at every single task Biden has given her.
Well, she's still working on it. You do realize she's not done. She didn't quit.
Gave her the task of the border before she even visited the border.
Well, yeah, that's what are you going to do? Go see the border. Let me know if you want to handle it.
Failed at the border. She failed at COVID. She failed at national policy.
What national policy would that be?
At foreign policy.
What foreign policy would that be?
Not to mention she has a laugh that I cannot stand and nobody else can stand.
Oh, yeah, that's what it is. She failed at laughing. Hold on one second. Let's see. South America. Give me 1 second. Let's see. Give me 1 second. I'm opening a page. All right. I was trying to find a picture to show you, but I can't find it right now. So we'll just continue on wherever we are. Here we go. I had oops, that's not it. All right.
Including the Democrats. This is not, she is disliked by both the Democrats and the Republicans.
Well, no, she was at 22% favorability, and now she's at 40%. She's getting better. Last bite of the apple.
Combined. Even Biden cannot stand her. Look.
Really? By the way, what's this page 6 bullshit? What is this, like the Real Housewives of the White House?
This has been a forced marriage between her and Biden, and there are rumors that even she has clashed with Dr. Jill Biden. So this is not.
Oh, rumors. Good. Okay.
Match made in heaven. It's not all sunshine and daisies at the Biden-Harris camp. And, she better be careful and holding on to the vice president's office before she even starts thinking about running for president or even occupying the White House. Even Biden doesn't like her.
Is that what this show does? Is that what bowling that's what this lady's job is? She just comes on, and because there's only like isolated cameras on the Real Housewives where they just go, she's just awful.
I love you. You never hold back, Bridget. I love it.
Well, that's because she's not restrained by the truth.
Dr. Jill Biden. That was fantastic. Control, play the soundbite of Kamala Harris talking about inflation. It really just shows how little she really understands about the task that she's been given by the president. Take a listen.
We got to deal with the fact that folks are paying for gas, paying for groceries, and need solutions to it. So let's talk about that. Short-term solution includes what we need to do around the supply chain, right? So we went to the ports of Los Angeles, Long Beach, Savannah, Georgia, and said, hey guys, no more 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, 24/7. Let's move the products because people need their product. They need what they need. We're dealing with it in terms of the long term, and that's about what we need to do to pass Build Back Better. It strengthens our economy.
Now, let me tell you what that was, Bridget. That was 38 seconds of a word salad that made no sense, didn't taste it.
Dude, so far, we've watched 9 minutes of word salad on this segment, dum-dum.
That salad.
She not only does not make sense, but even when she tries.
Nobody likes her. Nobody likes her laugh when she tries to make sense, and she's laughing while she's doing it, and nobody even, even Joe Biden doesn't think she makes sense.
It comes across as very not genuine.
Very not genuine. Yes, it's a terrible trait.
You cannot fake sincere. And the American
Well, keep trying.
public can see through all this facade. She is unqualified. She is unexperienced. She could... Inexperienced.
And by the way, no one who's president or vice president in the first term has experience being president or vice president.
Or less. She doesn't really want to fix anything. She is lazy.
She doesn't want to fix anything. She's actively trying to stop it from being fixed.
Reports from her team. I mean, look at the turmoil she has had within her own office, with her own staff, who saw straight through her, and they realized we didn't sign up for this. So she is a failure at every level. She has been the worst vice president in.
She smells, let me tell you, like a sewer system in Rigosh.
History, and that's not an exaggeration. Because
well, yeah, it is.
even her ratings are worse. She is not liked even worse than what Biden was.
Yeah, he was actually well liked.
And the fact is that even
by the way, like I said, if you want to talk about how people feel about Kamala Harris, as soon as members of her own party storm the Capitol calling for her hanging, then you'll have a point.
Clinton is considering running for office. That's how bad Kamala Harris is at her job.
Bridget Gabriel, always good talking to you. Thank you for coming from the Starship Enterprise. I see that in the background there. Thank you, Bridget. Thank you so much.
Well, you can't show her house because it's a mess.
Hey, Rob Finnerty, thanks for...
Oh, God, Rob Finnerty. Well, that I went way over time. I went an extra hour because I missed you guys yesterday. This is what they're left to. I'll finish on this note. Hold on one second. This is what the Republicans are currently left with. This is what Newsmax is dealing with. The NFL, Kamala Harris's popularity ratings, and democracy. Who likes that from Tucker Carlson? And how a particular city is indicative of the entire country and indicative of the value of democracy in the country. That's where they are. Because they know the economy is going to improve. They know we got a couple of rough points ahead. But by the time the election rolls around, they're going to have all new talking points. They'll find them. They'll be mostly gibberish. The summer's going to be ridiculous. But what are you going to... And ultimately, they're hoping that that Putin goes into Ukraine because they can go, say Biden got us into a war because Putin saw weakness and decided to invade. No matter what we do, if we push them back, unlike Crimea, if we with NATO push back on their activities and it expands and they decide to retreat or they lose a bunch of soldiers and they don't gain any ground, it'll be like Biden started a war. Even though they were trying to, Russia was backing Trump the entire time he's in office, and now that the Democrats in office, that's when they're pushing back against the country. Because I don't know how to break this to Republicans, but Putin and the Russians don't necessarily have America's best interests at heart. Same thing with China. If you want to hear more about the demographics and the geography and the economics of both of those countries and how we're going to kick their sorry asses over the next decade and how we and the more resilient economies in the Western world are going to distance ourselves from those kind of regimes as they squander their own resources and their own people and their own intellectual their intellectual progress, but also their ability to transform their own countries through innovation and invention. They're just washing that all away. Meanwhile, we're kind of doing fine, as tough as the world is, without having an unrealistic view of the circumstance we're in because of actual life, how life truly is, compared to where these guys are, which are in, honestly, a wreck of their own making. We're going to be doing okay. And that's increasingly difficult for the Republicans to run against. And they're going to be pissed about it by next year. They got a bigger and bigger boogeymen. Wait till George Soros gets too old and passes away or hands off they're hoping he passes the baton to somebody who's crazier and speaks faster so they could at least play more clips of him. But that's not going to happen either. Hard fade there as well. Anyways, I got to let you guys go. I will see you later. You're awesome. I got to go catch a flight. Take care of yourself and take care of somebody else. And I will see you guys for the regular show tomorrow afternoon, 4 o'clock, because on Thursdays, the afternoon show is later. Much love. Take care. See you soon. Okay, bye.